Have you ever been lying in bed and then just had the sudden urge to want to change your entire bedroom around? Because that happened to me last week. You see, I was scrolling through these cool gaming setups on my phone and I started to wonder, why doesn't mine look like any of them? To be honest, I kind of know why. My setup is disgusting. Number one, the desk is just way too weak and flimsy right now. It's got 2 monitors on it. If I wobble it a little bit, it's falling. Number 2 is the gaming chair. That thing literally cost me £5. And number 3 is the PC. I built it about 3 years ago with hardly any experience, and I really wanted to look like one of the ones online with all the lights and all that, because at the moment it currently looks like this. It definitely needs an upgrade. Forget that, the entire setup needs just a complete upgrade. And if you've seen any of my other setup transformations, you know that we like to go all out on these setup builds. So my goal by the end of this is to literally turn this setup into something better than the ones that I've been seeing online. So we need to start the build. The next morning I got up really early and completely cleared out the entire room because we needed to start with a blank canvas. But before I started building anything, I needed to decide what I actually wanted the room to look like. So I actually used AI to help me design it. I asked the AI to give me some cool white and blue setup ideas that featured some wooden aspects in it as well. And these are the responses that we got. I can't lie, these look sick, but I'm actually going to try and outdo myself and make this setup look even better than the references that it showed me. But now that we had an idea, it was time to go buy some furniture. So I took a trip to IKEA and bought myself some new plants, a brand new desk, and also a wooden shelving unit. I paid for it, brought it home, and then spent the rest of the day building it. Later that night, I moved in all the stuff from my old setup to see what I wanted to change. For starters, the monitors are just way too small, even though there's 2 of them. Because I'm an editor, I've always wanted one of them super wide screens, you know, the ones that are curved and really big. So I bought one. Right after that, I bought a load of more things on Amazon that would come next day delivery that would really just spice the setup up. The next day, everything had arrived, so it was finally time to start upgrading the setup. The first thing to go was that awful chair. I upgraded it to one of the Secret Lab ones, and although it was expensive, I can say it's probably one of the best things I've ever sat in. I put up the brand new ultra-wide monitor, but the thing was, there was just something off about it that I didn't like. You see, the desk that I bought was pretty big, and even though the monitor is big, it only took up about half of the desk, and it just looked weird on its own, so I bought another one. But before I could go collect that, I had to put up some LED lights to really make the setup pop, because come on, what's a setup without some LED lights? Anyway, the next day I went to go pick up my brand new second monitor, and I've got to say, this might be the best decision I've ever made. Just look at how good 2 of them are. The only downside is I kind of have to move my head around a lot to view everything on the setup. But be honest, what would you rather have? Really bad neck pain in about 30 years time, or a really cool looking setup? But anyways, now that the first 2 objectives were done, I needed to move on to the third: build a better PC. Now I'm not gonna lie, this could be an entire new transformation video itself, because I'm gonna completely change everything about this PC, the way it performs, the way it looks, everything. Because at the moment it currently looks like this. Disgusting. I built it a couple of years ago with no experience, and it isn't performing the way I want it to be. It just isn't as fast. Overall, it just needs a complete upgrade. So I bought some new parts for it and then spent the entire night learning how to upgrade the PC. And it took a while, but like I said, I wasn't just going to upgrade it. I needed it to look better as well. So I ordered a load of white PC parts that would go with the theme of my setup. I put all the final pieces together, and the PC went from looking like this to now looking like this. I'll put up the before and after specs for people who care about that sort of stuff, but look at that. That is my PC. I am so proud that I did that myself. It's genuinely going to fit in so well with the final setup. Now all the main objectives were complete, but I wasn't gonna stop there. Like I said, this setup needs to look even better than the ones I saw online, which means I need to add those extra little things to make the setup look even better. So I decided to add some new desk accessories. I replaced my old speakers with these new white ones, and then luckily for me, a company called GroveMade saw my setup transformation videos on TikTok and decided to send me this walnut desk table, this headphone stand, and this really nice mouse mat. Honestly, these things look really nice in the setup, and they add to that wooden vibe that I wanted to add to it. Once I added all that, the setup was nearly complete, but there's one more thing I needed to add, and that's some wall lights. I saw these ones from Nanoleaf, and although they were quite expensive, oh my god, they just completely changed the setup. I can now say that the setup in my eyes is complete, and the only thing left to do now is to show you. But just before I do, a lot of time, effort and money went into making this. So any support that you guys give, whether it be by liking or subscribing to the channel, that really would mean a lot. I genuinely enjoy making these setup transformation videos, and by the end of the year, I want to do some more. Obviously, I can't keep redoing mine over and over again. So by the end of the year, the goal is to basically try and make a series where I redo other people's setups, whether that be friends or subscribers. I want to do that by the end of the year. So to make that a possibility, like I said, if you like the video, subscribe. That really helps. But anyway, I've waffled on for way too long. I want to show you my brand new dream gaming setup.